I'm beginning to realize more and more that people make statements and don't even really think about what they're saying at all. For example, someone told me a couple of days ago that there was no writings about Jesus until uh, 500 to 1,000 years after his death. But it's weird because those same like that same person will say the Council of Nicaea, which happened 300 years after his death, and they argued about Jesus. They'll say, well, yeah, the Council of Nicaea, they corrupted Christianity, or they changed this, or they made up that. But you just said that there was nothing written uh, until 500 years after. But then you bring reference to an event that happened 300 years later. Now, not only that, if they're arguing about the scriptures 300 years later, that means the scriptures were obviously written less than 300 years later, right? Now we can trace it all the way back to the first century. I'm not That's not the point of this video. Another example, people say Jesus was made up the letter because the letter J didn't exist till the 1500s. I've pointed out to several people the letter T did not exist until what the 500s or so. So where did King Tut's name come from? Where did the word Egypt come from? The letter E didn't exist in ancient Egypt. So where did the letter E come from? And the people, I'll say that, and the people will say, "You idiot! That's the name the Europeans gave him." So why doesn't that apply to Jesus? Why is it that you would accept that of them, but not of Jesus? You say, "Oh, well, he's disqualified because we don't say his name in the original language." But then when it comes to your belief, you say, "Oh, that's just the name they gave him." Blah blah blah. Hypocrite, hypocrite, inconsistent thinking. That's not the point of the video either. There's something else that is more obscene in the sense of it's more ridiculous that I hear so much. And this is the idea that if you have a religious belief that you cannot be conscious or woke. Now, the crazy thing is, whenever I've been in around conscious groups, it always comes up. Can a person be religious and still be conscious? And you'll have all these people chime in with their feelings about religion based off of memes and YouTube videos that they never ever researched. And they'll give their opinion as to why religious people can't be conscious. Let's apply that. You won't apply the letter J thing to your own belief, right? I asked someone recently, I said, show me something in ancient Egyptian. I posted it on Facebook. And none of the conscious people replied. Show me something in ancient Egyptian from ancient Egyptian culture that has the name Tut on it. I can't even pronounce the whole thing. Or Akhenaten or Imhotep. Show me something in ancient Egypt that has that name on it. You will not find it. It's common sense. When things are translated, the names get translated. Michael Miguel. My name is Eric. You have Enrique. You have George. You have Jorge. You have you have you have Jose. You got Juan. You got John. Like that's just how things happen, and we know this. We know this just from common sense, but people don't apply common sense when it comes to religion and things like that. That matter. They just go by their feeling. So now, religious people are brainwashed and they can't be conscious, right? Was Malcolm X a religious man? The Nation of Islam was not just a political party. There was a reason behind. There was a source that they gave that they put their trust in. There was someone that they prayed to, right? Malcolm X, Dr. Martin Luther King, was he a brainwashed Christian coon, right? Marcus Garvey was a Catholic, but I don't know that much about him to know if he actually practiced anything other than just him being called that. So I'm going to skip him. Muhammad Ali was a religious man. Was he a coon? Was he unawake? Huh? Muhammad Ali, Malcolm X, Dr. King. These are the giants of the conscious community. But you're disrespecting these people. You're spitting on their graves when you say that religious people can't be conscious. You're just ignoring reality, right? I'll give you one even better than that y'all love. Nat Turner. Nat Turner, not only was Nat Turner someone that actually called his slave master a kind man who treated me good, which automatically anyone else would say that y'all will call him a coon. Not only did he say that, Nat Turner was a man that said, Jesus Christ appeared to me. The man of the scriptures that my mother and father's slaves, the Christianity that they got from the white man, that the man of the scriptures of the one that y'all call white Jesus, Nat Turner said, this man appeared to me and he gave me a mission. So the rebellion that he led was because of his religious belief and the Jesus that he said appeared to him. And he didn't just say that to rally the troops, because when they caught him and he did not resist and he did not try to escape, when he wrote his 12-page long confession that y'all have never even read, I guarantee you, in his confession, he gives his whole life story. And he says, I was born for a purpose. From my birth, from as long as I can remember, I was set aside for this purpose. And God told me at the appropriate time what that purpose is. And that is to lead a rebellion against this. He did not plead for his life or anything, because he said, I just did what God told me to do. And the interviewer asked him, this is his own words. The interviewer asked Nat Turner, how do you feel that your plan failed? Nat Turner said, my plan didn't fail. I did what I was supposed to do. Therefore, I was successful. Now, is Nat Turner a religious brainwashed coon? Is Muhammad Ali a religious brainwashed coon? Malcolm X? Who knows how many other people? Now, have you done anything in your life that can even remotely be considered even 1/20th of the impact that they have had on the black community? But you want to talk about how people are religious because people are religious, they're unconscious. Meanwhile, you haven't done nothing but just pay your bills, right? Some of y'all don't do that. You haven't done nothing in your life but pay your bills and take care of your kids and go on social media and talk about all of this stuff. And you want to throw shade on people that have literally given their life. Religious people who have given their life for the cause of the black people, right? You want to diss their religion, right? Think about the stuff that y'all say. Don't just, it may sound, see, that's the problem with y'all being so exclusive. You dismiss anyone who has a different view than you. You surround yourself with only people who have the same view as you and the same opinions, and y'all just have an echo chamber. Y'all just bounce the same ideas across each other and all around each other. Y'all never grow because you're never challenged, and you have a very narrow-minded worldview. And you say things that don't make any sense, and you don't realize it doesn't make any sense because you surround yourself with people who don't challenge you because they think the same way as you. So Nat Turner, Malcolm X, Muhammad Ali, they're all coons, right? They're all asleep. They were all asleep, right? Think about what y'all say.